Hello from my polling place, which, as you can kind of see, is also my dining room and the table at which I play cards with my grandchildren, etc., etc. This has never been my polling place before. For the last, I don't know how many voting cycles, my polling place has been the community college that's about a mile from my house. And I have not voted on election day for years. I have voted early in person the last several elections. You don't have to wait in line. You can go whenever you want. It always worked out pretty well. But this year I decided to vote by mail, like many of you probably did. Now, this was probably predictable because of the pandemic and because of how people change the way they do things over the years. But I have noticed that I don't think many of the politicians and the political campaigns adjusted very well to this new reality. I have noticed that their most hard-hitting ads are still coming in just these few days right before the election, that they are still kind of working on a calendar like they've had for many, many years, thinking that election day is the day on which everyone will cast their ballot. But that's not the case at all. It reminds me of a new word that I have heard my grandchildren using quite a bit about their schooling. The word is asynchronous. That is, sometimes they have classes online where everybody has to do the same work, but they don't have to all do it at the same time. They can meet with their teachers at different times, they can work on the assignment at different times, and then turn it in when they're ready. It strikes me that churches need to think about being more asynchronous as we go forward from this time of the pandemic and take forward all of the things that we have learned. We have done a lot of technical change as churches in the last several months, but essentially what we're doing is taking our worship service, where everyone would have been present in the sanctuary, and putting it somehow online. And I've noticed that some churches kind of think that most of their people will be consuming it either right at the same time as worship or within a few hours. But I wonder if, as we go forward, we need to begin to think in a different way, the way politicians do. Politicians need to realize that they have to be interacting constantly with their constituents, because who knows how long we'll have to vote in the next election. They can't wait until the last minute. And I think churches are going to begin to have to think about how they can be asynchronous in Bible studies, in worship, in all of the other kinds of events that we have. How will we provide content for people that will help to change their lives and deepen their faith, but not expect that they will all be there at the same time and in the same place? It's certainly a challenge, and it's certainly a change for many of us, just like it has to be a change for politicians. But the message that we have doesn't change, no matter how we communicate it. Our call, our message is still the same. We still bring hope in the name of Jesus Christ.